Yeah. Stepping in the spot like she own it. Looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gunplay. Oh my. Yeah. Talk of the city with that body. Always getting praised like it's Sunday. She said, baby, what you gonna do?
Hey, we back! Hey. What's up? Welcome back to Try Foolery, a podcast. Redefining sisterhood. We are just happy to be back here, y'all.
Yeah.
Woo, I am Amanda. I'm your host, one of your hosts, Amanda.
Oh, I'm Candy. My bad. I was elsewhere.
I am Tom.
And I'm Shakira.
And we're Try Foolery.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So today what we're doing is, last time I think I hosted, we talked a little bit about dating. So this time we're gonna take a look at dating, but from a different perspective. And I was listening to Spotify, one of our distributors of our podcast. So please subscribe, listen, like, share, all the things. And the song came up that I know y'all all know. And it's So Gone by Monica. New Monica. And I was like, it really got me to thinking, y'all. I was like, Jesus, how do you get to this point of So Gone? Like, how do you get to this point where you riding past houses, where you out here doing the things? And I thought that could be a cool episode for us to talk about today. So today, that's what we're talking about. So gone.
We're talking about being so gone.
So what happens, when shit goes left and we end up so gone? And I guess my first question is, just have you guys ever been so gone? Have we ever had a moment of so gone?
I think.
Wait. Service announcement.
Public service announcement.
Public service announcement.
Uh-huh.
Do not incriminate yourself in any way prior to speaking.
This is true.
Somebody.
Make sure we protect the names of the innocent. Or not innocent. Or the uninnocent, but we just won't say any names.
Yeah.
You're safe.
And go.
Well, I wasn't about to say nothing incriminating. I refused to and made that stay. Anyway, I think that there's something that happens to get you to that space, right? So I'm not even there yet at Monica rolling up to his house to smack his chick, as she said. I'm at being so in love or thinking that this is love so heavily that I'm willing to risk it all.
Baby, put it on the line.
Is on the line at this point. But in this moment, it's worth it. And so I have been in that space where I was like, I feel, hindsight is 20/20, and girl, you were not. But where I felt like, wow, I am completely gone as far as just gone in love.
Whew. I second that. I've been gone in love and did some things and protected some people. So I think the craziest thing I did was protecting somebody and went to jail for them. So
damn.
I think that definitely So Gone is a combination of being like so in love, like that you're willing to do anything, but the person that you're in love with is toxic. Because a lot of times, even if you're so gone in love with somebody, if that person is healthy, and then of course you have to be healthy yourself, your responses is going to be different. So I don't think it's just so gone in love with the person by itself alone. So there has to be a level of immaturity or a level of
healthiness
for sure. So, and we've all been there for sure. Lord knows I've been there.
Yeah, I have too. Like I have driven by houses. I'm not even gonna lie. Like
going through the phone.
No, I've never gone through the phone. I've never gone through the phone, but like because my spidey sense was tangling, like I didn't even have to go through the phone because I already knew. Like I felt it, and it wasn't.
Definitely another part of that.
And baby drove by the house. Was getting ready. Baby, I've driven by houses. I've gone to other states.
just to know that you know.
But it was crazy the way that other state thing happened because I was working for a company where I had to travel to said state, and the person lived in said state, and I was just hurt, man. That was my first love, like my real first love, first a lot, and like he had gone to be with another woman, And I knew where he lived because I had just seen him like the month prior or a couple months prior. And I had been to the house, slept in the bed, had a good time. And, you know, like a month later, I think that's when it all switched and they got together and whatnot. And I was just like,
Really?
So when I found out I was going to said location, I was like, bet. And I drove my ass from the airport directly to the house, and I saw the car because there was only Texas plates at that particular place, and I was like, I should fuck this car up. I should. Ooh, I want to slash these tires because I'm really mad and I'm upset. And then it's like something kicked in and was like, nah, sis, just sprinkle that holy water on the car and keep driving. And that's what I did because I knew that I didn't want to go to jail for some bullshit.
Okay.
But when the thought was right here, it was like it was ready to come out, and it was screaming like, go knock on the door, go say hey, go fuck up his life, go do it all. And it was like it was a conscious decision that me personally I had to make to be like, let it go.
If you were on there, I sure did something. Okay, it wasn't my fault. Okay, let me explain. So, see what happened
It was
was
her fault.
It sounds like it was her fault.
this was like in my young, immature time. Now that I've grown and I'm a new person, okay, and it's nothing incriminating, not really, unless they want to send me a ticket in the mail for the littering, not loitering. But what it was is I was with this individual and I found some text messages that went against our relationship.
Wow.
And we're driving. If you live in Houston, you gonna know what I'm talking about on the southeast side. We are getting off of 45 and getting on Beltway 8. So it's a big, huge overpass. And I saw the text messages. We're arguing in the car.
While y'all were driving?
I'm mushing him. Yeah, girl. I'm mushing him in the head. And then I was like, wait, I don't want to die, but I do want to fuck him up. And I just started taking all of his shit out his car and just throwing it out the window.
Wait, you was making it rain on 45?
Crazy.
Okay. It was a very
Crazy
toxic relationship, very
So to
toxic
speak.
relationship, now that I think about it. But then, then we get to my house and I was like, you arguing, and he was like, how fucking dare you do some shit like that? And so I just kept mushing him, and let's just say it did not end well.
Clearly.
But no cops were called. Okay, nobody had any lasting injuries from that encounter.
Just a mush.
From that encounter?
From that encounter.
Just a mush.
Yes.
It was just a mush.
I'm not. I'm sorry. You said it. But I've had, yes, I've had, especially in my younger days, because this, after having some toxic situations, I choose peace. So now I don't think my go-to will be initially, well, I know my go-to is not the violence. But then was a whole different ball game. Like I had a situation to where you said you was going to be where a certain place, we live together. So, but you were supposed to be one place, and you know how like Spidey senses pop up. And then something just told me, no, go check here. Dumbass was out in like outside public for me to see you, and I wasn't wrapped too tight in my youth. Let's just say that.
And it didn't end well.
In my youth, because that was a dumb move. You knew me then. Like me now is different. I just walk away from the situation. Me then,
Maybe.
I walk away, kinda,
sorta.
I'll talk it out because I'm more likely to talk out something now. Then I want it all.
Nuck if you buck. If you nuck, I'm damn sure gonna buck.
What do you think changed?
Me. Me, because so granted, and we all can argue like what that person did to us, because what they did was fucked up, right?
Yeah.
That caused you to be in the state like, I love you so much and how fucking dare you. And it's more so I feel like we act that way because that's our defensive mechanisms coming out. And like also for me, I would say, you know how people always say people are doing what you allow them to do, right?
Yeah.
And so the idea of if I'm addressing it, I'm coming at you in this way. That's not me allowing it because this is me telling you that it's not acceptable. Not realizing you're allowing it because you're still staying and they're still displaying that thing to you. But after going through it, way too long, I should say, I knew that I didn't want to lose myself because I felt like I lost who I was also, like, because being in that so gone space, I guess you can say, makes you feel low. And it's like you're fighting that low feeling. You're fighting that betrayal. You're fighting against that, even acting it out towards that person. And I felt like during those times, I started becoming very cynical. And that's not my personality. That's not who I am. So now I'm losing me, and for what?
Yeah.
Like, why am I losing me for that? And that's not what I want to live with. I want peace.
That's a good question.
And right, like, for what? Like, and to me, I feel like living like that weighs you the fuck down. Like, mentally weighs you down. I don't think people realize how much of a toll that takes on you. And I definitely wasn't setting that example for my children. So I wanted peace, and I like the way it feels to be able just to talk. Like, I don't have to agree with what is going on, but I like how it feels to be able to talk. And even if we can't talk about it, let's just keep it moving then.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no point in giving you, like, if a person's fucking you over, you don't need that energy.
Yeah,
You don't deserve it.
I also feel like if somebody's doing something behind your back, or if somebody's doing something that can potentially hurt you, and you're doing it, especially when you're doing everything right, but even if you're not doing everything right, I think everything can come to light. I don't need to do anything for it to come to light. I don't need to make any moves. Like, I'm going to find out. And I'm not even going to look for it. And I'm still going to find out. And I'm like,
I don't know. Have you met the master of disguise?
Let me tell you something.
Some of these folks.
well, because you get that.
And I mean, it does come out, but some people
It don't
out
come
here
out quick
living
enough.
full lives as another person.
Can I
It's
talk
so
about it?
strange.
Can I talk about it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, you definitely can
go
talk
ahead.
about it.
Because I had a situation where I was dating this guy, and he had he impregnated his best friend, and the crazy way that I found
Did the guy
out,
say he got a best friend that is a girl?
yeah, his
Bet
best
that
friend was
shit.
a girl, and the crazy way that I found out, I just happened to have like my Facebook open, and like, if you know their stories and they just carousel, and they'll go through, and for whatever reason, like, we had just celebrated my birthday. I'm getting ready to move, like, with my job to where he is, because we're going to make this work, and we're going to,
Be together.
we're together. Baby, that carousel pulled up, and the crazy part is I followed the best friend. Like, so the best friend and I were friends. So it's not like she didn't know me. She knew me. So I'm looking up, and I happen to look up, and I see her story, and she's pregnant. And I already knew she was pregnant because he had told me she was pregnant. But I see her and him in the picture, and he is standing behind her, cusping her belly.
I remember that.
And I was just like, y'all, I went black. Like, there are parts, like, there are bits and pieces of it that I remember because I just zoned out. Like, I was like, did this nigga just, go back to the story.
That just doesn't
Had
seem
to
smart.
Had to look again.
She posted it. He didn't.
She posted it. He didn't post it.
So he didn't know it was posted.
But he told you she was pregnant.
Because
he just conveniently was like,
I'm
she's
the daddy.
pregnant, but I'm
the
not
daddy.
pregnant.
Because this is the way he gaslit
not
me.
a part
Because
of
he
it.
was like, well, I don't want kids. I don't want any more kids. I already have a child. I don't want any more kids. So, but apparently
kid-making
you doing
activity.
things that you shouldn't be doing. Because I'm like, and then that just started me on this backtrack. And literally the next week I was due to get on a plane to go to that location. And my friend had to talk me down off of a ledge. Cause I was like, first and foremost, nigga, I have helped you. You pursued me this time. Like, it wasn't that I
remember this. This is Invoice Guy.
This is Invoice Guy. Baby.
FYI, I wasn't the friend to talk off the ledge.
She was not.
I was the friend to fly out there.
Baby, she was ready to go. And the friend that talked me off the ledge was like, bitch, you have way too much to lose. You have way too much to lose if you go out there and fuck some shit up. Like, I understand how you feel, and I know that you hurt, and but bitch, no. But the rest of my friends, everybody else, tribe included, was like, so when we going? And another tribe member, Tay, lived out there at the time, and she was like, all you gotta do is let me know, sis, and I got you. And I was like, but love her, and she was just like, nah, if you need, I got people out there, and we can always go out there. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna choose peace. But I sent that nigga an invoice. I did.
I remember that.
Oh, because
That's the only thing I really remember of this situation. I think this was on the time that we were all just meeting.
Yeah, we were all just really.
I think she said about the invoice is why.
Yeah.
Because I was that shit hurt, and it's like you don't realize that kind of trigger that can set you off, and that kind of leads into my next question. Like, so when you're in those so gone moments, how do you not choose violence?
Baby Jesus.
And choose something different, like pettiness.
I have a question. Because Kenji mentioned it being like a coping mechanism. And I'm like back and forth about it in my mind, even when she said it, because I kind of equate being so gone to temporary. I think that you meant what you said. And
no,
it
I
makes
said
sense.
defensive.
Defense mechanisms.
That's not
right?
coping.
That's not
No,
what
you
I
said coping. Because
coping.
I meant to say defense.
I'm about to say, wait a minute.
Okay.
So defense mechanisms is what she said. And I'm going back and forth about it in my mind because I kind of equate being so gone to like temporary sanity. Like just for a split second.
You black out.
And then you back.
Yeah.
You back after you'd done the damage or after you're arrested. And then you like, damn, should I really went that extra mile?
Should I have done that?
Should I have done
Should I have busted the windows
And
out your
sometimes
car?
you sitting in the cell and you're like, yes.
Yes.
I should have. But other times it's really just kind of sitting back and thinking like, damn, I should have left this months ago. Like I should have.
You had the flags.
I knew
you saw the signs
already that something was off. I either felt it or I've seen it or I've heard something.
Scary your
And
face.
still,
like
I hadn't had enough, or I haven't gotten to a space in myself where I'm like, I feel strong enough to.
Yeah.
Or I'm just kind of familiar with this type of toxicity enough to be like, it'll get better or it'll change or something like that, right? And so just kind of, it's hard to say because I really do think that those particular moments, those moments that Monica's talking about in that song, I don't think that you're yourself.
No.
Completely.
Because she wasn't making sense in the song. There was parts of the song where it's like, girl, wait, you talking about him being in love with her, and girl, it's not you. Like she was having some moments of like you could tell she was having that conversation with herself.
Yeah, I think the conversation that she was having with herself was just so relatable.
It definitely because like especially if there's another person involved, that's why you're so gone behind that person. Like even if that person was the side or wasn't the side, whatever the case may be, or whether you figure out you were the side or whether you figure out that she was the side, it doesn't matter. I feel like as a being in that situation and being in love with the person, that the title doesn't matter. It's more so the fact that you're going to still compare and be like, oh, you love you love that person. What is it about this person that got you like this? Why would you betray me in this way? And I would I think that's what
After
goes
I
around.
told you
and
don't lie to me.
Fact. Right. And I definitely agree with the temporary insanity.
That made me think about what did we go see? Acrimony. I was like, now that was so gone.
Baby,
she was
really
gone.
gone. She was not herself.
Well, she did that in the beginning too. Like remember when they were dating as kids?
That had always been her.
That was her personality. Baby girl wasn't wrapped too tight.
Mm-mm.
She was always crazy. She's like, oh, so you thought you was going for real move on, even though I left you. Okay, cool.
So some people are just a little bit more inclined to be so gone.
Facts.
After kind of considering that.
But again, think about it. When she sat down and talked to her therapist, a lot of it had to do with the therapist kept redirecting her, redirecting her thought process, basically taking accountability for her own feelings, her own actions of what was going on. And that's why I say that we can still be so gone over somebody, but once you reach a certain level of secureness in yourself and deciding what it is that you want, because if you decide that I don't want this type of thing, then even if you're so gone behind somebody, the way you approach that situation will not be the same. Because I won't be reacting. to a situation.
Take accountability for your own
Right.
Because like I said, you probably knew.
Shakira, I'm about to wait. I'm about to hold on. I gotta interrupt you because you've been
turn
making
away.
faces this whole time. Get back to this mic. Turn back to this mic. What you gotta say, Shakira? What's on your brain?
No,
What's on your
I'm
mind,
just-
sis?
Hear this voice.
I'm just always dumb in love. I'm always like the dumb one in love. Like imagine there is a field of red flags staked into the ground with like cement bricks under there. And I'm just like, doo-doo-doo. You gonna tiptoe past the flower.
so
Y'all recently said that to us.
Yes,
so.
yes,
Like,
yes.
oh,
Yeah, we did. We did have someone recently say that too. They said that was their red flag, ignoring red flags, or attracted to red flags.
Right.
I'm not attracted to it. It just like it
why.
pop up.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the red flags are there, right, in the ground, and they just kind of boop pop up, and I'm just like, doo-doo-doo.
But why is that though?
Not on purpose. It's just like I'm past that point of now it's love. You know what I'm saying? When I recognize it, because it's always been there, but then you start recognizing it. But now, for me personally, I'm already in love, and feeling that hurt is like, for me, it's just easier to be like do because I'm like it takes a lot for me to love, and then it takes a lot for me to love unconditionally, and now I've given you this, and I think it's also a conditioning as well because I'm so used to being hurt throughout every part of my life. So it's just like I'm always going to be hurt. So it's something that's within me.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I've come to a place where I'm however old I am, and I'm like, now I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I told you guys this before, like, originally my goal in life was to get married. Originally my goal in life was to have the white picket fence, have a family, and that's what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be a family person. I wanted to build my family. I wanted that thing. And not to say I don't want it anymore, but it's not my sole goal in life
And purpose.
and it's not my purpose anymore. And I think it's hard for me I don't want to see those red flags. I know they're there, they're hiding behind a little bush or some tall grass, but I know that they're there, but I am like, we get on somebody else in the trial for being a hopeless romantic, but I really am. Like, I love. Yes, you looking around.
Baby, that wasn't even fire, baby. She came straight to your chest, like, wow.
I didn't
felt like you
even.
was considerate in that one. Usually, she gonna come directly for your check. I feel like she was giving you a grace on that one.
But
She was like, usually we get on somebody else. Usually she like, somebody else in the tribe. You.
but I think for me, I think what it is I love.
Yeah.
And now I recognize that everybody doesn't deserve my love because when I love,
Facts.
I love
Very much
hard,
Yeah.
really hard. But now I'm in a place where I know what I'm willing to accept, what I will take. But back in the day, so gone was the definition of me. Okay.
Oh, I definitely have plenty of stories that I just can't share.
No.
That I will not
It's like I'm
explain
giving
myself.
we giving y'all the PG version because life.
Yes. But me now,
Because we don't
Right.
need
Gotta worry about
statute
that
of
shit.
limitations.
That part.
But I think when you're young, that definitely is something that's so impactful. Whether it be on, of course, like how you respond to something that may be incriminating or that may cause you to have like some sort of record or anything like that, but then also just how you respond in general to bad moments, right?
Yeah.
And so if we're not being taught these things, and you mentioned like just being in love with love, I think love is definitely addicting. I think
It's a drug.
outside of the fact that we push this idea of you should be in love, you should have these relationships, you should have all of these things in order to be considered a person. There's just the fact that chemically it's addicting. It feels good physically, it feels good. Chemically, your body tells you, I need more of this, whatever it is.
I like this a lot.
And so, yeah. And so to think about the idea of that ending.
And cut it. It's like you cutting off your supply. Like you've been getting high all this time, and you just cut my supply. Like,
is it the good crack or the good dick?
It's probably. I mean,
both.
that's
It
a
might
part
be
of
less,
it.
too. Shit,
That's
both.
a part
Yeah.
of the addiction. The addiction.
You did it.
You can't point at us no more. No more. But kind of like, so one of the parts that you had said, do we think that, let me see if I'm going to say this correctly. Do you think that are a lot of reasons why we have a lot of us, especially younger, when we were younger, because, you know, we've all grown now. Do you think that a lot of it had to play a part with like our parents as far as they will tell you stay in a child's place? So which means that you weren't allowed to see or understand anything because there was no space for questions as far as when it comes to relationships. So there was no relationship, quote unquote, management or to handle those things. So like, because if you never taught, like my thing is even if you say that you love, I feel like, I could be wrong. Everything is a product of how you grew up, like how you love different things. It comes back, right? So if you were never truly taught, like how to handle something when something goes wrong, like if you just see the outskirts of what they're showing you and not the work, or even told
or understand
what the
happening.
work is that it takes behind it, then you're figuring that out for yourself. So even if that means I'm about to be so gone, like, oh no, this motherfucker didn't, type shit. Like,
but I think it also, like, on the reverse too. On the reverse too, when you think about it, I mean, a lot of times when I was growing up, before I even really got into my high school romance time period, I said a lot of I would never, or I could never do that, or I don't think that's right, or she did what?
Yeah.
I did a lot of that only to find out
It happens. Damn. Like, well.
A lot of that. And then also, like, I think because, like, there's my dad and my stepmom, and then I was with my mom, who's a single mom, who basically remained single or kept that from me most of my life. And then I would go be with my dad and my stepmom, and my dad was affectionate towards my stepmom, so it was like, oh, that's so nice. And also the feeling of things are better over here, and correlating that with, oh, there's a mom and a dad in the house, so things are better here. Things are really hard over here, so what am I gonna want more? So I think
I agree. I feel like parents do play a role in it, because me as a product of divorce, you know, I saw bits and pieces of it. Like, I never saw the full thing. But there are days I remember that my mama busted my daddy, and it was like, oh shit. But like that also, I think that also like lends to how I respond in those situations, because I saw my mom show restraint when she didn't have to.
Yeah. Because
baby, I love my daddy, and y'all, if y'all know me, I love my daddy. I look just like him, but it wasn't healthy, but seeing her restraint in that, even though I had no idea what was going on, it was just like, it helped me to be like, no, you can't unleash the dragon, Amanda. Like, you can't go there. You got to hold it in. Like, and sometimes to my detriment, when I was younger, because I think there were places that I should have released it and been like, rah, but I was like, no, we're just going to bury it. We're going to hold on to it, and it is what it is, and it's going to be fine. And, you know, unlearning that now as an adult, to be like Candy said, to talk through it. Like, hey, what was this? What happened? Why, how did we even end up here? Like, I'm thankful I have that now, that I'm able to do that. And like, even in situations, like, it's funny how things have come full circle, and people that have hurt me in the past, not physically, but, you know, like emotionally, you know, it's crazy how they've come back into my life, and it's like, interesting, but it was all through conversation. So
I have that kind of experience. I don't think anyone around me growing up was married, maybe my grandparents, but
That
there was
explains so much.
Ooh.
Wow.
Don't do that because she's talking about brother-in-law.
I don't think nobody else around me was married. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Anyway,
She was like, I don't get it.
yeah, I was like,
like,
I'm lost.
You're going to marry my baby
And
father.
so
Facts.
weird when you say that. And so just kind of see, like, first of all, I'm not about to incriminate you. Hey, mom, what's up? I ain't gonna incriminate you, but listen, it was the complete opposite. It was not like, oh no, I'm about to show her strength. She wanted to be played with, period. And it didn't matter who, what, when, where, why. And whoever she was dealing with was very aware. And so I was privy to seeing those sorts of things. However, my response to, with the exception of a couple of times, my response to these kinds of situations, but I think that's just because of the nature of how I am, was never what I've seen my mom's response to be. And I don't know if it's because I seen how she responded, was like, hell nah, or if it's just genuinely my nature.
Yeah.
And so I think, again, as I said, so gone equates to temporary insanity. And I think that some people are just a little bit more predisposed because I've seen it, but it's not something that I picked up on as in decided to take it on my own. However, I do think the things that we learn and that we see at home, we either take it on and we become it, or we abhor it so much that we push it away.
Right.
Yep, that's real.
Yeah, I'm about to say both of my parents was married to someone else, and like there was aspects that I've seen of their marriages. There's aspects that I've seen of their marriages when they were like when I was younger, and of course hindsight looking at it is a whole lot different from as a child. But looking at it from what they allowed us to see, I guess you could say they were young, but it really wasn't totally what I wanted, right? So, and then a combination of like them not explaining certain things. My dad was very big on don't let a man do this, don't let a man do that. So then you have me having already a somewhat headstrong personality, and then I really and then, but both of my parents, my mother and my father, are very are very like, if they're with you, they love you. Yeah. They're the ones that are constantly pouring the most into the relationship. So I know when I do love extremely hard. And like I give my all. I don't half-ass it. I'm going to give it to you. Yeah. So that means you fuck up with combination of the only thing
I'm gonna give it to you.
Right.
Look, I'm going to give it to you.
Can they go give it to you? Don't give it to you. Can they go give it to you?
Actions, because it wasn't a specified like don't allow the man to do this. Like basically, but it was never taught how not to let them do this, how not to do that. It was just you don't ever do that. Never let a person run over you. Never let this. Never let. So for me, when you doing that, you playing like
Candy said. So this is very black and white. Ain't no gray.
Right.
No,
my daddy told me no.
But he said no.
But facts though.
So
like,
why you fucking playing with me? Like this is like you really playing with me. Did you forget who the fuck I was? Like that was my mindset then.
I mean, look. I mean, there's still traces.
She put bass in her voice when she was saying that. And she said,
temporary and said, did y'all see where she went? And then she came back in 2 seconds.
Click back.
Baby, yes.
I think it has a lot to do with maturity, though. Like, I want to say that when we're...
I also feel like...
Because in the jail, people was young, old, and in the middle.
Exactly.
And they were sitting up there behind something that they did
but
for a
age
partner
has nothing to do with
to
maturity, though.
That's true.
Age has
That's
nothing
what I'm saying.
to do.
They were young, old, and in the middle. And then due to that, and they were in there
for just reasons.
For wild stuff regarding partners.
They probably never matured. They probably never reached that capacity.
Right.
Or never reached the capacity of understanding the type of love that they wanted. Because some people like that shit. Yeah, and that's a thing too. So like if you like it and that's what you want, of course you're never gonna steer away from that. Like you're never gonna
it's gonna come to you. It's gonna attract to you.
Yeah, it's attractive in that regard.
No, but I want my peace and I need to stay out of jail. I got kids.
Look, facts. I also feel like gaslighting plays a big role in that because I feel like the gaslighting is what like triggers it. Cause it's like,
Fuck that shit.
Ooh.
Let me find out you blowing smoke.
Look, and it's like then you trying to make me feel something that I know that I'm not, oh no, you trying to tell me this is what it is and I know that it's different, but you still like trying to tell me that no, it's really this.
Yeah, to keep my sanity, instead of going to my temporary insanity, you're gonna have to get blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna have to pretend you don't
at
exist,
this
because
point,
if I reach that
There's no tolerance.
right, that's what I'm saying. Like you will have to be blocked, because like I know where I can go. Oh Lord knows I know where I can
She
go.
said, "You think that I'm trying to protect one of us? The truth is, it's me from you, because I will kill you." So listen,
Yeah.
be saved.
It's
In
like,
my head, I
be
will kill
saved.
you in my head. Like I will
Right.
block you. I will ghost you. Don't knock
Yeah.
on my door.
Don't-
Don't
We've had a
ask
funeral
about
in
me.
my head.
Keep my
Pretend
name
facts,
out your mouth.
Right.
Like pretend I don't exist anymore at this point, because if I find out like that, like and like we're here, like I'm completely in love with you, and then I find out
that
it
you've
ain't
been
what it
gaslighting
is.
this entire time.
Take
Man.
me to the king.
I had somebody do that to me.
Not the gospel song. I didn't wait.
Girl, you got to bring yourself back, because Lord save me from me.
It's
And
just
that's the harder part for me, because I am with the red flags in the yard. Like, do. It's harder for me to be like, fuck, he's gaslighting me. Like, stop, Shakira. Stop falling in love. Stop allowing yourself to be in this moment. Take yourself back out of the equation. And I don't, like, yes, I want to do that. But it's kind of like, once they got that hook in me, it's kind of hard to like dig it out my flesh.
But how did you do it? Because you did it.
Right.
So how
Yeah.
did you do it? What was that experience for you to get back to Shakira outside of the catfish that hooked you?
The catfish. that hooked you.
I think it was just like me being like, okay, I can't. Like, I'm done. Like, I stick by this. When a woman is really done,
Oh, she done.
Ain't no, but baby, please, no. Get your
No.
ass from by me.
Right.
I get to, and it just, the type of person that I am, and with guys, just any relationship or any type of situation, once I'm done, and it takes a lot for the person that I am. I'm very like meek. I'm very like, I let a lot of shit ride. I see the shit, but I let a lot of shit ride. For me to get to the point where I said, fuck that shit, in my head, you died.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire.
I might
Okay,
spit on you.
I'm not even
I'm
gonna
not
go
a
to your funeral and sit in the back row.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like spit, but I
am
might spit on you.
done.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you. So yes, like, but I'm not gonna pretend like, 'cause it's hard for me to let go. Also, it takes that talk, but I don't think that is
Several
necessarily
that talks.
right. I don't think that what.
Several. Of
Oh,
those
that talks. Oh, that's what
Yeah.
you said. Because I was like, wait, what? I don't know what you said. But I don't think that other people don't have that issue. I just think how they show it outwardly to everyone else may be a little bit differently. But question I have for you: even though you may have to talk to yourself over and over about letting go, are you having the so gone moment to like, are you reacting to certain things or are you not? Like, so like, yes, you're still in love. Yes, you may be.
I react
unconditional
to
love.
myself.
So you're not
does that
reacting
mean?
out. What I mean, like, so you're not actually having that.
To yourself.
I react to myself in the sense of, I go into this cocoon. Y'all know me now as being this very vibrant, loud person. I'm always trying to I'm allowing people to bring me into shenanigans all the time.
Somebody in this.
Oh, no, I don't know who would do that.
Amanda.
I'm just
Utopia.
when
Whole
you see
Utopia
me,
tape.
when you see me, I always have a smile on my face, and it reaches my eyes.
Trouble.
You know, it's a problem if I'm smiling at you and you don't see it in my eyes. You know, it's a problem if you see me and I have no joy to me at all. So
Yeah.
I literally take it out on myself just mentally, because for me, it's no longer a them problem. It's, well, what's wrong with me?
Nothing is wrong with you, by the way.
So they go out and do the shit that they do,
And now you blame you.
And now I'm blaming myself. I'm taking it out on myself. I'm beating myself up mentally and emotionally, and that's the so gone part nowadays. Previously, like I'm sorry. I'm trying to put you in the hospital a little bit, but
a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I don't want you to be like dead. I just want you to be a little man.
Yeah, I want you to feel
the hurt. I need you to feel the hurt.
I want you to feel the hurt that I feel on the inside. I want you to feel it
on the
physically.
outside.
Yeah. But now it's like not now, because as y'all know, I don't have no situation. But I would just beat myself up mentally and emotionally and beat myself down. And that's why I said I got to a place where I'm like, man, fuck it. Like, if somebody gonna do something, I have no control over anybody's actions. As much as I wish that I could control other people's actions,
You can't.
I can't. I want to. Like, don't go sleep with that.
I'm okay with
girl.
not. Show me who you are.
Right.
Whether that was your intention
Come
or
on, Sister
not,
Maya.
but let me see you go out and do the thing that you do, and when it get back to me, I see who you are.
Facts.
And now that I can see who you are, I can make my decisions from that. Do I want to continue fooling around with you, even though I know that you can't be what I'm expecting? Then cool. And if it ain't working for me, how you end up after that is how you end up.
Yep.
But also, it ain't working for me, so I get to choose what I want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question for y'all, for the two that have children, more specifically daughters. How like, because you talked about parents, right? And how our parents, like, I think we kind of mostly share the same sentiment, how our parents really didn't share a lot with us. Like, how do you prepare your daughters for that moment?
Oh, I talked to mine.
Yeah.
I definitely talked to mine.
She's better at it than me.
It's not that I'm better.
no,
It's different.
Listen, when you about to talk to yours, call me and I'm bring mine and we all gonna sit down.
Right.
I'm able to recognize where I fall short, and that's one place I fall short, because it's like, my child's very sensitive. It's one of the things I hate about her. Okay,
It's okay.
my oldest child. The youngest one, I don't think I'm gonna have no problems with that one. But if I do, I'm gonna find out.
She gonna let it be known, child.
She gonna handle it.
She really is gonna handle it.
That's where we're gonna find the problem.
My oldest one, she's everything touches her heart.
Yeah. So, like with my daughter, which she's my oldest.
I mean,
I think with her, so the way I started going about it with her is just because she talks to me a lot, like, and Lord knows she can talk. And sometimes she just go on her ramblings about everything and nothing all at the same time. And oh hush,
ain't they the same?
it maybe kind of sort of way, but but in doing so, because I always try to make her a space for she can feel like she has somewhere to go and talk to, because I don't want her to take advice necessarily from outside, because I made a lot of bad decisions when I was younger, because I didn't think that, because the state of the child place, in a sense, like I didn't think that certain conversations could be had with my parents versus I don't want her to feel that way, because I'm the one with the experience, not them kids, right? And I understand from what could happen.
Yeah.
And explaining all of her options. And I'm very big on telling her, like, yeah, you can do this. However, these will be the consequences. And then she did see part of the end of me and her dad's relationship when we were getting a divorce, that it was rough. Like, there were certain things that you just couldn't hide. So her being very like, she pays attention to everything. She's so observant. She brought it up, and so like I use that as a parent. I use that instead of running from it, or like, oh, you don't need to worry about that. Like, growing up, how that happened to us. I was just like, okay. I was like, but this is why I left, and that's a part of the reason. Like, I was like, yeah, there's more. Yes, we did love each other. I'm not gonna lie and because I would never make her dad the bad person. Like, you have your own opinion of who your father is to you, and I was like, yeah, I left because this wasn't healthy for me. This wasn't good. And I want you to feel like. I want you to understand that you shouldn't allow certain things to happen to you. If you're not happy, or if this is badness happening to you, or whatever, then get out of the situation.
Yeah.
There's no need of fighting. Like, there's no need of doing any of that. leave the situation. So now she comes home and like she talk about her little crushes, or she'll definitely talk about everybody calling each other boyfriend, girlfriend things, or then she'll explain their relationships or do whatever. So and in those moments, I take that time to be able to explain like, oh, either that's a normal response for kids, or like, and without necessarily bashing it, and also telling her, well, this is like, I reiterate, this is why you can't have a boyfriend, because like this, I want you to understand this mindset, because I know my baby, she's going to be me. She's going to be love hard, because just the way she talks. But she also got a mean streak, like, and then I'm going to have to keep her out of jail for sure. So that's why, like, I've been very on it. Like, I've been very on it, telling her things aren't black and white.
And crying.
Right.
You say what?
I said, her and your little one talking to Shakira, we're going to be in there together.
Right.
A big one bailing them out and crying.
Right.
Because, because she was like, oh, I like when somebody like her, especially her friends that are, their parents don't care if they have boyfriend, girlfriend, and then she talk about what somebody did to them, and then that look, because I know that look, I recognize that look, and she get this look on her face, and I'm just like, but then I have to explain to her everything is in black and white.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I will also tell her, you're young. And I was like, y'all are kids. You don't think that's not going to happen? And I was like, and this is part, I'm protecting you by telling you not having a boyfriend, because you're still experienced. You think you have this idea of what a boyfriend is.
Child.
And based off of television. And I was like, and that's not the case. And these kids are figuring out themselves as they go.
Exactly.
You're still, just like I tell you, you need to learn you're still figuring out yourself. So all this dumb shit is going to happen. And if you're not prepared to handle that dumb shit in a positive way, stay away from it.
And I think for me, one thing I do try to push is that don't take like any type of book, any type of movie, any type of TV show and run with it. I do try to push that. But I also did let her know, like, I will always love the people that I loved in my past. Mm-hmm. I'll never not love them. Mm-hmm. Because after all of my so gone moments, I realized that I learned something, and I gained knowledge in those situations. So I don't regret anything that I did, but I do know that I learned something from it. So I'm like, once you get to a point where you recognize, if I do something bad, or if I do something that isn't of my normal character, I have to accept the fact that there's going to be consequences. Like, karma is a bitch.
It is.
There's going to be a consequence for...
Consequences be real.
Facts.
There's going to be that, and you have to be willing... be happy in the moment. Be happy in that... Kill them in your head. Be happy in that moment.
Right. It's a lot.
Be willing to accept the good, but also be willing to accept the bad, because you have to go through the pain to get through and become a better person, in my opinion. I was like,
I agree.
I'll pass the pain, Alice.
Huh?
I'll pass the pain.
I'll skip that part.
I'll skip that part.
Possible.
Like, right.
If there's a button. There's an
I'll
option.
skip that.
I'd love to take that option.
I skipped it. If I could have skipped it, I definitely would have skipped it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a person that learns from watching other people too. So there are certain things that I knew I wasn't gonna do because I've seen it play out, and I'm just like, that won't be me. I can learn it. I don't have to
a little bit.
I don't.
I at least want to hover over the stove,
see how hot
feel the
it
heat.
is.
See, and maybe I could be like,
That's rough.
Nah.
Feeling that heat is
That
rough.
don't look fun. That don't feel a little fun.
It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all we have for today in talking about being so
I'm
gone.
afraid from being my so gone self.
Guys, if you take anything from this episode,
Don't get caught and just go keep
No, don't do it. Talk yourself out of it.
Be mature. I'm sorry.
you can try to plead temporary insanity,
But it doesn't work.
but it
It's
likely won't work.
right. Talk through it. Really look at yourself. Take the time to look at you in that situation too, and really like process it before you do it. Like
Also
play
take
all them
accountability.
scenarios out. Yeah.
Take accountability.
And take
Things
accountability
happen
for
where
your
people
action in
do
it, too.
Things they shouldn't to you, but also we have a part in that.
Yep.
Yep.
So take accountability, know what you want, or learn what you want, and then respond according to what you want, not just being reactive to what's happening and what you probably don't
Because,
want.
baby, that first reaction sometimes is not the best.
Yeah, think twice.
Lord knows.
Think
Lord
about
knows.
it.
With that,
I
I
don't
want to
like peeing with other people in the same room, but prison is not fun.
Yeah,
At all.
Look, we worked in the jail.
Oh,
We
at
know
all.
It's not
at
fun.
all.
It's just smelly.
It is.
Yeah.
It's smelly and it's a lot.
That's why you
So,
should go to Cuba.
On that note, we want to say thank you guys for tuning into today's episode. Remember to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also head up our social medias, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Once again, my name is Amanda.
I'm Tom.
I'm Shakira.
I'm Candy.
This is
From outer
Trifoolery. This is Trifoolery.
Thank you.
Welcome to the tribe.
Yay.
Welcome.
I was
Bye,
like,
y'all.
She says she need me like heartbeat. Drive me